I do have one question that I think would be kind of cool for all the listeners that are first responder and military to kind of hear from the three of you. After giving all this expertise, answering all the questions and everything, what is one piece of advice that you would give to a first responder or service member searching for a therapist and finally reaching out for therapy?
I got it. If it's okay to go first. My biggest thing, and this may ruffle some people's feather, so
I
take
like
it or
it.
leave it.
Please go.
My biggest thing is that I think in the first responder and military world, we're really big on cultural competence, right? Understanding the culture, which is so important. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. But I think what's even more important is finding a clinically competent clinician. Find somebody who knows how to treat your actual symptoms. Because if you go to your primary care provider and they work with law enforcement, but they're giving you the wrong medication, is really much going to change? Probably not. So it's the same thing, right? Like find somebody who knows how to treat what you're bringing to the table. And if they're culturally competent, that is a like bonus. It's not to say that they need to be separate, right? We want to find both, but if like you're in a really rural area where there's a lack of resources, go for the person that you feel confident can actually treat your concern.
I'll
Did
bounce
it
off that.
ruffle any feathers?
I'm gonna keep ruffling the feathers straight from what you said. Um, is along those lines is find someone who is licensed. There
Oh my
are
gosh,
a
Brooke.
lot of coaches out there. I've seen the trauma coaches and the brain coaches and the resilience coaches. Everything. I've seen it all, right? Find a licensed therapist who also has the training, like Thalia is saying, but like that's the baseline. Trauma coaches, etc. Because I had PTSD, let me help you with yours. Absolutely not. I used this analogy earlier, but it's the same. It's literally the same. It's no different than if someone said, I had cancer, so I can treat your cancer. It's different than someone who's offering peer support, for example, like I've been through what you've been through, which is can be extremely helpful, especially in conjunction with someone actually seeing a licensed therapist. They're also utilizing their peers and their peer support, but peer support is different than therapy and a licensed therapist. So I highly recommend finding someone who's actually licensed and not someone who's using their lived experience and saying that they can then help you and they build a business off of it, of coaching with no regulations. There's no regulations, nothing to protect the consumer whatsoever, along with, of course, not having the actual training in treating mental health. So yeah, find someone who is licensed.
Jenna, ruffle some more feathers for
Yeah, it
us.
was like feather rufflers we are. Yeah, I'm continuing on this train. Everything you guys said, I agree with. And when you think about all the questions today and what they had to do with, it was about trying to determine whether or not somebody's behavior is appropriate. So when you're looking for someone, I would say go for someone where you can hold them accountable. And that's going to be the license piece that you talked about, the culturally competent piece that you talked about, because you can actually verify that information. If something isn't jiving with the experience that you want to have, there are places you can go for that. Like my certifications that I have, my license that I have, consumers can go file complaints against those boards, and I can get those things removed if I'm not doing the job that I need to be doing. That's not the case if you see some random person who says that they're an expert because they thought it would be interesting and they want to be a trauma tourist. So do your homework on that part.
Yeah. I will say, I think that like I'll give a shout out to, like, he always comes to mind, Eric Tung, at Blue Grit Radio. Like what he does, like his coaching is specific to he's helping people pass the exams to get into law enforcement, get their promotions. Like you do not need to be and you shouldn't be like a licensed therapist. That's completely out of their scope, right? My point is like if someone is seeking help for something related to they're having trouble with their relationships, communication, nightmares, whatever, like all these things, licensed therapists, right? If you're wanting someone to help mentor you or coach you through how to get this promotion, how to be the best in this field, for example, awesome, right? Like that is absolutely appropriate. But it's so saturated now with folks who'll say like, oh, I'm different than a therapist because I only focus on setting future goals. Yeah, no, like that's also part of therapy. If you're addressing helping someone's marriage or helping someone get through a tough time or any of that, that falls under the mental health sphere.